Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today is the first video, well this is the first video that I'm actually filming since having my baby, and it feels very surreal to be sat at my desk. I am only 2.5 weeks in. He was only born like, I can't even remember how many days it would have been, but basically today is Monday and he'll be 3 weeks old on Thursday. So there will be a couple of clips and photos etc. at the end of this video for you all to meet him. But for now I'm going to be doing my nails because this is what they look like. It is not a good look. I did these ones most recently, so obviously that is why there is less growth than the other hand. They also don't have top coat on them because I was using these as the base for all the designs that I'd filmed on my own nails. So this is going to be quite confusing with this video going up sooner than others, because I have, like, I think I've got videos scheduled up until the middle of October, and this video will be going up before then, just so you all know that I've had my child. So it's going to be really confusing because it'll seem like when you watch the future videos I haven't had him yet, because I will be talking about the fact that, like, I've got loads of recording to do before he comes and stuff, but it is literally just because all of the videos, apart from this one and any others that I point out in a video, have all been like scheduled for the future. So I did a lot of filming in August and then like scheduled them for twice a week basically, for as far in advance as I could, so I wasn't having to worry about filming loads of videos when I was off work basically. So that was a really long explanation, but that just tells you what's been going on. So I am just going to take the length down first things first of my nails, because that is the main reason I've decided to do them today. They obviously do need doing because look at the state of my right hand. My left hand is not great either, but it's not quite as bad. But they really need doing because they're just far too long with a newborn. Like, I can do everything that I need to do and stuff, like they've not stopped me from doing anything, but it would just be a lot easier if they were shorter. So I'm going to take the length down. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, I just went into real panic mode because my e-file wasn't working, and it turns out it's because I've got it plugged into the wrong place, so that's great. Anyway, I'm going to take the length right down. I'm not doing anything fancy in this video, mainly just because I don't want to be sat in here for too long, to be honest. I want to be with my baby. He's currently asleep. Just been fed, so he's very content chilling out on the sofa with his dad at the moment. But I'm still glad to be with him. So I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just going to do a full coverage colour, and I think I'm going to go blue just because it makes sense. I've just had a baby boy, so blue is the colour of my household at the moment. It's been quite a chaotic time since having him because I had him early. I was induced because when we had growth scans, was measuring large. So I was induced at 38 weeks and 3 days. No, 38 weeks and 1 day, but he was born at 38 weeks and 3 days. So he was around 2 weeks early, weighing 8 £8. So he was a bigger baby, bless him. My recovery has been rough, but I'm not going to go into it because this is a nail video after all, so I don't really need to go into the ins and outs of childbirth. But yeah, it wasn't, unfortunately it wasn't straightforward and a nice experience, but one of those. We're just very, very happy he's here and we're both okay. But he's already £9 5 ounces at, that was when he was dead on 2 weeks old. So he's doing really well, putting weight on and stuff. So very healthy, very happy baby. I'm not going to do this to all of the nails on camera because it's going to get very long and very boring. I'm just going to do this one and then do the rest quickly off camera just to speed it up a little bit. If anyone does have any questions about the baby or the birth or anything like that, I would be happy to answer them. I just don't want to go full into it when majority of people I would assume do not need to hear about it. So if you want to know anything in particular, I will tell you in the comments, but I'm not going to just talk about it randomly. Trying to figure out how short to go, because I've done my thumb really short, but I do like my thumbs to be shorter anyway. And I am going to take a bit of length off naturally by filing them to shape, so I don't want to go too short and then take them like nib length. So I'm probably going to do about that length of my index finger. So I'm just going to do the other nails and then I'll come back here. Okay, I filed them all down to about this length, so I'm just going to take my hand file now and just file them into shape. So I'm going to take the side walls in a little bit, just because that's an area that I can't obviously get to very well with my e-file. I'm just going to start off by doing what I think needs doing from this angle, and then once I've done a few swipes and feel like I'm getting more towards the shape that I want, I'm going to switch my hand around and look at it from a different angle to make sure that it looks even from every angle, like so. So that's what I'm going for. Nice natural round shape. They're not long enough to do any sort of almond with, and I don't want them square because the corners will just be really inconvenient. So I think this nice natural rounded shape is going to be the best for me lifestyle wise at the moment. Okay, so they're the two that I've done. I'm just going to quickly do the other three to match them. Okay, so I've done that now. That is what they look like. I'm now going to go on to cuticles. So, just off that, I get my cuticle bit. I'm going to be using the Anastasia bit from Willow Academy. I use this all the time. It is absolutely fab. So I'm just going to go from like the centre left. And this is with my e-file piece in forward. I'm just using this to remove any dead skin from the nail plate and push back the cuticles and side walls. I'm sorry if there's lots of background, like just casual noise. I've got my door open to my conservatory because it's quite warm in here today. It's quite late in the day, so the sun has been shining directly into the room all day. So even though it's not actually really a typically hot day today, it's still quite stuffy in here. And it doesn't help that I'm wearing long sleeves either. So once I've done that, I'm going to turn my e-file down completely off for a start, wait for the bit to stop spinning completely, and then I'm going to change it to reverse and go the opposite direction. So I'm always pushing the skin away from the nail. Now unfortunately, this is the part where I'd cut my cuticles, and I am still going to. We do it off camera just as I always do, but I have actually lost my good nippers. I don't know how I've lost nippers, considering they only stay in this room, but I've looked like literally everywhere. Well, I feel like I've looked everywhere, obviously haven't found them, but I feel like I've looked everywhere and I can't find them. So they are currently missing It's very annoying, but I have got some cheap rubbish ones that are very blunt that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to quickly use those to cut the cuticle area. Okay, they look worse now than they did before I clipped them, but never mind. I don't know why I did it in that order either, because I usually would use my sanding band and then nip them, but my brain's not working, so I've done it the other way around today. I'm just going in with my mandrel now with a sanding band on. I'm just roughing up the surface of the nail, not putting pressure on or anything. I'm letting the sanding band do the job, just like you would a hand file. I'm just doing this until the whole nail is completely rough like that, and there's no areas that will still be shiny, have any natural oils left on them. The prep routine will differ slightly depending on what brand you use. So you need to do, it's not really a one size fits all sort of process. You need to do whatever your brand recommends for the products that you use. My brand that I use Nail Order Angel Builder Gel, and their system is dry prep only. So that is what I do. No dehydrators or acetone or anything like that. Just what they recommend, which is dry prep and their own primer, because obviously everything that your brand recommends you do is like they do that because they've tested those techniques with their products, and they'll know that that is best practice. Everything's been tested together, formulated to work together, so it's always best to do exactly what they suggest. I do find this step so satisfying. I don't really know why, but I think if you put a bit more, like, not effort, but if you just pay a bit more attention to this step and make sure that you're filing the nails nice and smooth, you don't have any ridges or areas that are really thick or others are really thin and so on. Like, if you get them nice and even, it makes an even application of gel so much easier, because you're not having to compensate and basically fix the underneath by putting product on top. So definitely pay attention to that at this stage, and it will make your gel go on so much easier. Actually, thinking about it now, I think I've run out of primer and I forgot to order some more because I wasn't going to be working. So I might have to do mine without the primer, but it's going to be my nails, so it's fine. I can't wait to use my hands now. My nails are actually shorter. Life's going to be so much easier, such a relief. Looking at them from all different angles, see if I've got any bits that are gonna be a pain. And if I have, I'm just gonna go in with my hand file and even it out. And then once I'm happy, which I nearly am, I'm going to go in with my application. So just really dust off any excess dust, because obviously this is a dry prep, so you're not going to go in with any more products now to remove anything. So you want to make sure that you're really dusting off with your, what's it called, duster brush, manicure brush, whatever you want to call it. I think the official term for it is a manicure brush, but you can call it what you like. Right, so like I said, I have run out of primer, so I'm not going to be using that, but this is the point where you'd usually put primer on. I'm going to go in with Cherub now. I have got Saint on my nails already, but it doesn't matter if you infill with a different colour, because I'm putting a full coverage colour over the top anyway, so you're not going to see the underneath. I'm just using what I've got because I'm not going to be working on clients for about 6 months, so I'll just be using any builders that I've got and stuff just on myself over the next 6 months, and then when it comes to reopening I will do a big order to make sure I've got lots of every colour in ready for working again. So I do my thumb separate. I'm going to pop that into lamp by itself because I don't want it to be on the side and running around and stuff. So I'll just pop this on its own, and I'll do all 4 of these and pop the whole hand in, and then we can come back and do the same thing again with the building layer. Nearly forgot to record. So my thumb is now cured. I'm just going to go in with my builder again and do my index finger first. Going as close to the skin as I can with potentially, hopefully, without touching. Sometimes it does happen, you just got to make sure that you remove it if it does before you put it in the lamp. But do try to avoid the skin at all costs. I'm just using a really thin layer of the builder for this, just like you would a base coat. I'm going to do that on every single nail. It would probably help if I'd actually picked which bill I was having, to be honest, because I completely forgot that I need to do that. And that's always the hardest decision to make, isn't it? Is picking the colour. Especially if I end up not liking it, because I get really mardy, because I can never be bothered to take it off and change it, so I end up just hating my nails for however long I have them on for, which is far too long these days. I don't do them often enough now. I did just get a little teeny bit on there. I'm just going to remove that. And then last but not least, it's Pinky. I don't know what it is about pinkies. I don't know if it's because they're just thinner nails or what, but if I'm ever going to flood a nail, it's always the pinky. Pinky nails just don't get on. Right, I say that in general. I don't mean in general, I mean just on me. I think maybe it's because by the time I get to the pinky, I'm losing the will to live because it's the last nail, so I'm just like, oh, just get it done. And then it makes too much mess. Anyway, I'm going to pop that in the lamp for a full cure now, and then we can move on to the building layer. Okay, I'm going to go with my building layer now, so I'm just going to pop my slip layer on. Just a really thin layer over that one we've just created, and then I'm going to go in with a bead at the cuticle area and just very gently drag that down. And it really is that simple. Like, this brand makes application so easy because the gel itself is just very, very helpful. Let me just clean this brush. I can use it for manoeuvring the gel around. I like to keep a bit of gel in all of my brushes from each use, just to make sure that they stay in what's the word, shape. I'm just using the very tip of my brush to manoeuvre the gel where I want it, to make sure I get a nice even application. I'm using the line of light to help me do that. So that is that one done. Super easy. I'm going to do the same thing on the other 4. I'm just looking at it from all angles to make sure it really is exactly how I want it, and then I can move on to the next nail. So this will be the middle finger. So I'll do all of the 4 first. I'll do this one, the ring finger and pinky, and then I'll pop those in the lamp and then do the thumb at the end on its own. Like I said earlier, I don't want it to be on the side, especially for the building layer, because it can run everywhere while I'm doing the other nails. So, and I like to have it nice and upright in the lamp to make sure it stays nice and neat. So I've just done my slip layer and my building layer again. So I'm going to go in with my detail brush, making sure to take it right up to the sideboards but without touching. And cuticle area. And again, using the line of light to help me see if I need it anywhere else or if I'm all good. Just moving it around, check it from all angles as well. And if I'm happy, you can leave it as is. Just going in with the ring finger now. I have chose my blues. I just had a quick look while my hand was in the lamp last time. And I'm going to do a gradient. I've never actually had a gradient on my nails because I struggle to find even one colour that I want, never mind 5, but I've managed it and it's actually quite easy because I do love blue, so I've made it easy for myself by having blue. I will show you them in just a sec. It's not like a really particularly obvious gradient. From dark to light it's obvious, they are very different, but the in-between colours, a couple of them are quite similar, but that's what I want. Okay, again, just checking from all angles, using the line of light to help me again. And then I'm just going to do this one off camera really quick because my middle nail has flooded, so I need to clean that up and do this one quickly. It is quite warm in here, which obviously I did actually mention, I just didn't pay any attention to it about the fact that it's going to make my gel a bit runnier, but never mind, just a quick clean up because it looks really bad, but there's not actually that much product that has moved, so it's not too bad. So let me just do these off camera. Okay, I'm finished with the application of the builder now. This is what they look like. I always get the urge to just leave them plain. I'm not going to, I'm having colour this time. So the first colour I'm using is Fleur. These are all colours from Gel Perfection. So like I say in every single video, and people who watch all of my videos are probably absolutely sick to death of hearing me say it, but I keep saying it just in case people are new here, and yeah, I just don't want them to get caught out. So like always, don't order from Gel Perfection where these colours are from. The website is closed, but is not technically closed, like it's still open, so you can still place orders, but you won't get your order. Myself and hundreds of people have been caught out because it was a brilliant brand to start with, then suddenly the owner just disappeared, and that was that. Money down the drain. So please don't order from there. So this, like I said, is Fleur, just in case, because I know a lot of people do follow me because they also used Gel Perfection products. So there is, of course, still people out there like me who still have the products that they originally had. So I am telling you the colours just for that reason. Just please don't buy any more. So the next colour is powder blue. Definitely should have opened them all before I started applying them, but never mind. Live and learn. I love these sort of like creamy blues, they're just beautiful. Didn't realise how much was on my brush then. Definitely need to get rid of some of that so it cures properly. I don't know why I find it so difficult to paint full colour on my nails on camera. I usually get in some really weird like hand positions to paint my own nails, and I can't do those when I need to be in frame and focused the whole time, so it's definitely a struggle for me, to be honest, but it's fine. Next up is April. It must be really frustrating to watch me paint my nails because I go over the same places like a million times, but it's just because I don't know if you can tell on camera, but in person I can see the areas that are like too thick or whatever, so I keep going over them to make sure that that's not the case. Obviously else it won't cure properly, so I need to make sure that it's nice and even application. So the next colour is called Bluebell. I absolutely love this colour. This one is probably my favourite out of the 5. It's just beautiful. I did question having this on all 5, but I thought it'd be nice to have a gradient. I've never done that on myself. Well, I don't think I have anyway. If I have, I don't remember it, so it doesn't count. But I usually find it way too difficult to even pick one colour. So doing 5 is always really out of the question. But these just happen to be quite close to each other on my swatch ring. So I thought, you know what, I haven't even got to think about this one. They're all right there, meant to be. And then last but not least, we've got Bora Bora, which is very similar to Bluebell, it's just slightly deeper. Which obviously is the point of a gradient, is that they are sort of close in colour, I suppose. Why is it so much harder to paint your own nails than somebody else's? The only decision I need to make now is I can't figure out whether I want to pop some glitter over the top of them all or leave them plain. Because typically I would always vote glitter. If it was somebody else asking me, I'd say to them like 100% you have to have glitter. But when it's myself, like, I just don't know. But we'll see. Pop the colours back in order, else I'll end up putting them in the wrong way round. So anyway, I'm just going to wait for this in the lamp now. I'll do a second coat and then I'll show you what they look like. So I've decided to not go with glitter on all of them, but I am going to put a bit of glitter on. Look how perfect that is as a fade. I'm absolutely over the moon with how those go together. So I'm using another colour called Peppermint Candy now, and I'm going to pop a coat, well not a coat, I'm going to pop a little bit of this at the cuticle area of my ring finger, like so. And then I'm going to get my blending brush and just pull that down like that. And that's it. Really, really, really subtle. Don't want anything crazy because I think the colours go together so well. But just to break it up a little bit, I've got a little bit of glitter now. But I'm going to pop a little bit more just here because I've blended it out now, so it's a bit more sparse. I'm going back in with the blending brush to make sure it is all nice and blended, like so. Blending it in. There we go, nice and subtle. And that's all I'm going to do just to break it up. So I'm just going to top coat them after, pop a bit of oil on, show you what they look like, and then I'll insert a few pictures of the baby at the end of the video if anyone wants to see them, because if you don't, you can just click off when I say bye. But yeah, let me just pop these in the lamp and top coat. Okay, so this is what they look like now that they are done. I'm so happy with them. Absolutely love these colours. They turned out really, really well. Like good matches. Love this colour. That one's definitely my favourite as always, but yeah, they just go so well. I'm really happy with them. Let's put them on a black background so you can actually see them a bit better. Get rid of some dust for a start. But yeah, so happy with them. Let me know what you think. Which blue is your favourite? I think it's definitely a toss-up between these two for me, but I am a darker colour sort of person, so that's probably why. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to pop some pictures of my baby at the end of the video, just in case anyone does want to see him. I have put a reel up before this video anyway, so if you've seen that, you would have seen most of the pictures anyway, but just in case anyone hasn't seen the reel that I did. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye!